How I became a full-time poet in New York City. Started out as a teacher, hated it. Figured, oh, well, I'll have more time to focus on my writing if I pick up another job that's not so consuming. So I became a manager of a very, very hip restaurant downtown, which ended up taking up more of my life for less pay. So I had to strategize. I was like, bro, there has to be a way that I can make it as a writer. But I didn't want to write for other people, meaning I didn't want to be a copywriter, I didn't want to be an editor, I didn't want to have to deal with content that I didn't like or that I didn't enjoy consuming. And I held a copy of my book in my hands, and I was like, what if I could find a way to just sell one copy a day, just one copy of my book each day? So I tried to do that, and I failed. I tried to market it online, I tried to advertise, I tried to send out email blasts to blitz people with it, and it just wasn't working. So I figured if it didn't work online, because I don't understand how to navigate that world, then there's only one other option: to sell in real life. And that's what I did. I made a sign that said, pick a subject and price, get a poem, and I started hitting different streets in Brooklyn and Manhattan. And then I started emailing event planners and just anyone I could get a hold of that was hosting any type of event so that I could perform there, so I could write custom poems for people. Ended up getting booked for all these really cool gigs, especially a lot of weddings, as a gift to the bride and groom. Like, oh, other people got you a toaster, but I got you a live poet to write poems for every single guest. Like, so clever. Fast forward, and 2.5 years later, after working on my pricing, after understanding how to market, after understanding social media, and after building a network, I am now a full-time poet in New York City, meaning I fully support myself with poetry and poetry alone. I feel like my initial goal was to make poetry accessible to everyone, but now my goal is to prove that you can make it as a full-time artist. Like, if you're a creative, you can survive on your art and your art